Alright guys, my name is Shervin. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about what the best savings account in Canada is. Now, I've previously made several videos about the best bank accounts available in Canada, and every time a bank offers a better interest rate or better perks compared to other bank accounts, I make sure to make an update video letting you know which bank account is the best one at the moment. Now, the last video I made about this topic was back when EQ Bank increased their interest rates to 1.65% and Neo Financial increased their interest rates to 1.8%. Which were by far higher than anything any other bank in Canada was offering. Remember, all the major banks offer somewhere around 0.1%, which is extremely low. But now, over the last week or two, another financial institution came out with an even better bank account, which we're going to talk about today. And that is none other than the Savvy Savings account offered by Motive Financial, which offers 3% interest on your money while still having no monthly fees and no minimum balance requirements. Now, a 3% interest rate on a savings account is enormous and is almost double what the other best accounts were offering. So that means we should all rush out and get this account as soon as possible, right? Well, not so fast, because even though this account has the best interest rate while still having no monthly fees or minimum balance requirements, there are actually some restrictions that come with it that we need to talk about. And depending on how you save and use your money, this may or may not be the right option for you. So if you watch to the end, you're going to find out exactly how safe this account is, what the restrictions are that come with it, and whether or not it's actually worth having for you. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, do me a favor and smash the subscribe button down below and join the community. I make new videos about personal finance and investing on a regular basis. And by subscribing to the channel, you get to see all my new videos right as they come out. Also, if you're feeling extra generous today, do me a favor and smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. But alright, with all that said, let's talk about whether or not this account is actually safe. Now, Motive Financial is a member of CDIC, which is the Canadian Deposit Insurance Company. This is essentially a company that insures all the deposits that you've made into a bank account up to $100,000 per account. This means that you always have the peace of mind that if you ever try to withdraw money from your bank account and your bank is not giving you your money for whatever reason, the CDIC will cover it up to $100,000 per account. In fact, every major bank is also a member of the CDIC and they're all covered by the same policy. So essentially, if you decide to open up a Savvy Savings account and put some money in there, there's nothing for you to worry about. You're not going to lose that money. But now that we know it's a safe place to put your money in, should you put your money in there? Because again, the 3% interest rate is amazing. And the fact that there's no monthly fees or minimum balance requirements, great. But there are some restrictions that we need to know about. Now, by far, the biggest restriction that comes with this account is that you don't have unlimited free transactions. In fact, when it comes to withdrawing money from this account, you can only do it twice a month for free. Afterwards, each time you withdraw money from this account, you will be charged $5, which is very high for a transaction fee. As well as this, anytime you withdraw money using e-transfers, you're going to be charged an additional $1, even if you're using one of your free transactions. So basically, if you're using e-transfers to withdraw money, for the first 2 times every month, it costs you $1. For any time afterwards, it costs you $6 per transaction. Now compare this to the Neo Financial account and the EQ Bank savings account, where you can have unlimited transactions, whether it's e-transfers or bank transfers, for free without ever having to pay a single dime. Obviously, you're getting a much higher interest rate with this account compared to Neo Financial and EQ Bank, at least for the time being, but you clearly don't have anywhere near the amount of flexibility as you would with the EQ Bank savings account and the Neo Financial money account, at least not without paying for it. Now, of course, you could argue that a savings account is meant to be just a place where you put your money and you just leave it be there so that you always have some money to fall back on as an emergency fund. And that's all well and good. But if you do ever need to withdraw money from this account, you don't want to have to worry about all these fees that come with it. Also, keep in mind, if you're just going to put your money somewhere to collect the most amount of interest possible, then why wouldn't you just go with a safe investment like a GIC, which can get you up to 4.9% a year if you go with the EQ Bank GICs? Or even invest for the long term into a broad index fund, which is going to garner you a lot of interest over the long term. Now, it is true that with either of those options, you're locking your money away for some period of time and you don't have any flexibility in terms of using it. But of course, the problem is this account is not without its restrictions either. So even though unlike an investment, you could technically take your money out anytime you want, it is going to cost you quite a bit. So really, when it comes to determining whether or not this account is a good option for you, it really comes down to how often you use the money in your account. Now, of course, one idea could be that you open this account and just have 6 months worth of your expenses as your emergency fund that you're never going to touch unless an absolute emergency comes up. And then also open up either an EQ Bank savings account or a Neo Financial Money account, which gives you a lot of options once you need that money. So for example, let's say the worst came to worst and you got laid off from your job, and now you need some money to sustain yourself until you find your next job. What you could do in this case is to use one transfer to take out all the money in your Motive Financial Savings account and then put it all into your either Neo Financial Money account or the EQ Bank savings account. Think of it as you're turning on the emergency mode and you're going to be taking out all your emergency fund and put it in an account where you have a lot of flexibility with it. And of course, you'd still be earning either 1.65% or 1.8% interest on that money, even though you've taken it out of your main savings account. Now, that could be a setup that works, but it does require you to be mindful of how you're spreading your money among all these different accounts and how you're taking it out from the Savvy account. But even though there are so many restrictions and so many things to consider, there is no denying that 3% interest is very tempting. And if you believe you can navigate yourself through all these different restrictions, then it might be worth a look for you. So check it out, see if it's something that you'd be interested in, and only put your emergency fund in that account and no more. Put everything else into an either more flexible account or into your investments. Now that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now make sure you're following me on Instagram. I post there regularly, so if you want to be a part of it, make sure you're following me there. And as always, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in this video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I always respond to every single question that comes in. And now with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.